Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Steven, the Salon Guy, and welcome to Total Request Hair, where you guys send me requests and hopefully I can do them for you. Now my most recent request was the Emma Watson Pixie cut. Emma Watson's hair now is a bit longer, she's kind of grown it out, but it was a very popular, very cute cut, and I'm going to show you guys how to get that. Emma Watson, as you know, was an actress in the Harry Potter series, and if I could magically wave the comb over the hair, like in Harry Potter, and magically make a pixie cut appear, I would absolutely do so. But I'm going to show you now how to achieve the pixie haircut that Emma Watson had. Alright, so my first section, I'm going to take on a diagonal vertical section, and what I'm going to do is create my base length that I'm going to have, and it's probably maybe about 3/4 of an inch. And this is going to be the consistent length that I'm going to have throughout the whole back of the head. And you want to keep this pretty consistent because the length in her hair, you know, it's probably one of those haircuts where it's pretty, you know, pretty standard, traditional, kind of even haircut all the way throughout the back. So literally what I'm going to do is I'm going to just continue to work this shape all throughout the back, and I like to work on a diagonal vertical just because it's, you know, it's different. It keeps me very structured in how I'm cutting. It's not the usual, you know, it just has a good working angle, and it's very comfortable to follow. If you haven't tried it, I would suggest trying it. So I'm going to continue this pattern throughout the whole back of the head. Then we'll come back and do some scissor over combing, and we'll be done with the back. Alright, now that the back is completely finished, we're going to move on to the side here. And what I want to do is actually, you know, we're going to leave this a little bit longer into here, but we are going to cut it around the ear. So many times you'll see me as I do this, and I like to kind of just push this out of the way and hold this back so you can see around the ear like so here. And we're just going to work our way up around the ear by leaving this a little bit longer right in through here. Alright, which we can then clean up and layer, but this is going to set the guide for us. And then section by section, we then continue to follow the guide, which you can see underneath, and simply just cut this by sometimes pointing into it works, so you're on the safe side. You don't have to worry about cutting your client. And we're going to continue that to where we have a nice clean line around the ear, like we have that you're seeing here. As you can see, it's creating a nice sharp line and look right around the ear area. And after we're finished with this, we'll be ready to start layering the sides. Now we've got the base around the ear done. We have the outline. Now what we're going to do is actually going to connect now the back here, which we cut, and the sides. So now what we're going to do is cut again vertical, and we're just going to pull everything straight out from the head, and we're going to connect the back with this side section here. So we're going to take this relatively close, and a lot of times if we need to do any sort of, you know, freehand work, we need to cut it when it's shorter or when it's dry, we can do so. At the end, we can cut it wet and then go back in and cut it dry via scissor over comb. That's what I like to do a lot. I do a lot of dry cutting. So what we're just going to do is just continue this throughout the front here, and we're going to take this pretty close all the way through. And again, if you want to actually come back in and cross-check this way or start from the front, you can do the same thing. You can take the diagonal vertical sections and work your way all the way from the front to the back. It's a good way to cross-check it, just to make sure that everything is pretty much on point and even. So now what I'm going to do is, now that I'm done with this, I'm going to actually just go over here, cross-check everything, make sure everything is on the right plane, and make sure everything is pretty well balanced. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, the same exact thing here, and then we'll be ready for the top. All right, now that the sides are complete, what we're going to do is we're going to work the sides and the corners in through the top here. So we're just going to continue working from the side length, starting into here, all the way throughout the top. So we're going to keep it pretty well balanced. This whole haircut actually is a pretty evenly well balanced haircut. The difference in this pixie cut is how, you know, the texturizing and how it's styled. But for the most part, it's a pretty consistent haircut from, you know, all the way around. So it's an actually pretty even haircut. It's just when we do the dry cutting and the finishing techniques, that's when the whole thing comes into work. So I'm just going to continue from the sides here. I'm starting on this side. I'm just going to work my way around, round this out. As you can see, I'm cutting the corners here, and I'm just continuing that all the way through the corner and then working it into the top. And if you can follow your guide, it should be a pretty even plane all the way from kind of shorter here, working its way through the top. All right, so when we're done with the top here, we're going to then come into the front section, and we'll be close to being done. The front area, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to hold everything straight out from the head on top, and we're just going to connect everything together. This way we have a nice, evenly balanced, proportionate haircut, which will leave us with this in the front, like this. And what we're going to do then is just really simply just chip into it. All right, again, using this, just the thumb, and we're chipping in, and we're just creating a softer edge right around the front here. And that's going to establish our base. And this is just going to give us a good outline. It doesn't have to be perfectly even. You know, again, you want to chip into this, create a little bit of texture and, you know, not disconnection, but separation throughout the front fringe area. This way what we can do is when we go back, we'll be able to texturize this. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow dry this whole top here. All right. And then when we come back, after it's blow dried, then I'm going to actually texturize this and we'll be done. All right, now that the hair is completely dry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some just scissor over combing throughout the whole thing, just to make sure it's all balanced. If I need to go a little shorter in some areas, this is the time to do it. And this going over scissor over comb is really going to help kind of piece it all together. I love, like again, I love doing this when it's dry, because you're going to be able to see the results pretty instantly. And that's why I love doing scissor over comb. So I'm literally going to do scissor over comb like this, just to kind of, and the hair will speak to you, because when you bring the comb up, whatever hair that needs to be cut will pop out. And that's a huge tip that you can use throughout your whole career. And that's the best way to find it is, and to get rid of it, is when the hair is dry. Like kind of like what I'm doing now. Any hair that needs to come off will pop out at you, and that's your opportunity to get rid of it. And that usually will lead to a very good result, because it needs to come off anyway. So I'm just going to continue throughout this whole head here, doing scissor over comb, and then we'll be ready to start the texturizing technique. For the front, what we're going to do is we're going to chip in throughout the whole front here, and we're just going to take nice little chops into the length here, just to kind of break it up. This way we have kind of some disconnection. All right, and now my favorite part, you all know I love the thinning shear. Okay, so we're using the thinning shear. We're just going to come in on the top layer here, and just using our thumb, we're going to get rid of some of the weight, and just to texturize it, just to create some uneven, piecey feeling throughout the top and the front. And this is what's going to create the whole texture. And this is what really makes her whole look, is the fact that it's very kind of disheveled and almost unbalanced, but also in a very beautiful way. So just going to continue throughout the whole head with the thinning shear just to remove any excess weight, and you can do this all freehand. It shouldn't be too much more work after this. Then we'll put some paste in it and she'll be good to go. Alright, so as you can see here, here's the finished look, the Emma Watson inspired haircut. Very cute, and it's a very popular Pixie haircut. Not too difficult to achieve, but it's also very, very fun, very cute, and you can wear this in a various amount of styles. As you can see here, here's kind of one look here where it's a little more disheveled here in the front, and because of the way we cut it, you can wear it, you know, kind of a little more down. You can wear it over like this. You know, there's some pictures of her. She's got like a little bit of a clip here. There's ones where it's like all coming down this way, but also very kind of textured and separated, which I love. But I think this came out great, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Well, guys, there you have it, my Emma Watson inspired haircut. Hey, if it was done a little, you know, a year or two ago, that's fine. Pixie cuts are still in. I think it's a very fun look. Pixie cuts are never going to go out of style, and if you have the courage to do it, I say do it. Short hair is still sexy. It doesn't have to be long. Thank you guys for your support, for your comments. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I have to, in order for me to respond to you guys, you have to be subscribed to my channel. I get lots of comments where I can't respond, so you need to subscribe. Thank you for following all that I do, all my videos and stuff. You can follow me at TheSalonGuy across all forms of social media. Also want to thank Salon Iris, award-winning software for your salon and spa, for sponsoring my videos. And I'll see you guys soon for more tutorials with The Salon Guy. Take care.